This chap is a speech therapy regular, fast becoming a speech therapy legend, and a legendarily lovely bloke on top of all of that, which is always a bonus as well, isn't it? Both headliners tonight are two people who come back to speech therapy time after time, and they're both very much loved in our circle as well. So he's about to take the stage. He's got books to sell in the break as well, ladies and gentlemen. So please do buy a book from that man. He's got to make his way all the way back to the meadows later on. So just the price of who goes alone. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please put your hands together and give a very warm speech therapy welcome to Mr. Andy Sutton. I keep meaning to make reference to your clipboard, by the way. King of the clipboard, that's what
Never be with that one. Hi everyone. Thanks for having me back. If you've seen me do featured slots before, this kind of thing before, I usually start with a poem that summarises news items. There's nothing really going on in the news at the moment. But I thought I'd have a go. News this week. Now, I am aware that we're approaching an election and things need to be balanced. So I thought I'd balance things in a kind of yin and yang way, kind of attack one side and defend the other. So that's my way of balancing it. News this week. All the top stories. Gail Platt will be leaving Corrie. Trump, it seems, will not say sorry. Ticketmaster data hack, bone found on a local track. BGT, new winner announced, crowned. Farage standing, gaining ground. Lopez cancels US dates. First of those TV debates. Sunak lies about $2,000. Diane Abbott now will stand. Immigration uncapped cap. Taylor Swift hits UK's map. TikTok full of AI fakes. Farage needs to get more milkshakes. No fireworks at Riverside. Sunak lied. He lied. Big Mac Europe trademark lost. Lib Dem care pledge at no cost. Cybercrime hits London health. Will tax rise creep in by stealth? Pringles nicked. It takes all sorts. D-Day heroes in our thoughts. ANC had big vote drops. Action against Rayner stops. Gonorrhea, all-time high. Got to get a BD reference there. Gonorrhea, all-time high. Boeing reached beyond the sky. Reindeer's Martha hopes to sue. Sunak left the D-Day do. Davy doing slapstick tour. Motor neuron nears a cure. Mosley missing, lost in Greece. Rents continue to increase. China lands on moon's far side. Don't forget that Sunak lied. Tories on a losing streak. This has been the news this week. It's always a relief to get through those ones. I don't have long to practice them. So I thought I'd do some poems that link together and in some way. So I thought, I'll do my life because I'm very egotistical, basically. So I thought I'd kind of start. I was born in 1962, and this year I become 62, so very spooky. So I thought I might kind of do something about that. I'll be 62 on election day, which is interesting. Anyway, so at first I thought I'll try and avoid doing any poems that I've done here before, but it's quite hard. And I think you reach a certain stature. It's a bit like, Bruce Springsteen. You went to see him, and he didn't do Born in the USA. I think you kind of, So that I'll do the hits. I'll do the crowd pleasers. No, there will be one or two that you've heard before. Hopefully most that you haven't. So my life, born in 62. So an early memory. It's just a very loose theme that goes through from kind of then to now. And this is called Transistor radio. You went, Some of you have no idea what I'm on about. My tiny white transistor with PP3 inside, a solid heavy brick, was about 3 inches wide. It brought a world of music while in my bed I'd hide. The signal was quite hopeless, no matter what I tried. Luxembourg it drifted, my tuning wheel defied, but music that it played me back then has never died. Yeah. And you never quite knew what song they were playing, but you knew it was probably good. Yeah. Okay, and then I went, as most of us do, I think. I went to school, yeah, we all go to school, and I kind of figure that the way to deal with school for most of us, I'll get round to. I'm not one of them rapid. The way to get through school, the way to get through education, I've got a few things to say about education because that eventually became my career, was you just try and get through without being noticed. I think that's the thing about education. So I think if you've seen me before, most of my poems kind of rhyme and maybe have bits of humour in, but this one is not that. Of all the poems for this, no, it's all right.
Lots of milk on his back. We'll go with a disco lights on.
All right, one of them. Yeah.
That's my retirement plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So what a way to introduce my serious non-rhyming one about education. So this is called Shame. I see timid 10-year-old me meeting mates, a confident, if unthreatening gang, on the constant walk to school. He didn't quite know that in the jumper knitted by his mum was a capable boy, thought pleasant and well behaved. Later, in his school blazer, the playground, now the schoolyard, he was neither by instinct nor intent a racist, a homophobe, or a misogynist, but to fit in, he left unchallenged and sometimes echoed the cruel words of his mates, who surely also neither meant nor understood them. After all, only similar boys occupied his too small world. In that learning place where he learned little of his later world, and though now ashamed, still timid, in confident if unthreatening gangs, I am finally me. I had a brief spell in the NHS after school. I haven't got really a poem about that. I worked for the NHS, it passed by without distress. But education served me well, so I wound up studying social sciences at what became Nottingham University, and never really left. It's just kind of how that went. So this is sort of about education and my thoughts about education and my gradual journey into the social sciences. So it's called Joined Up. At school, tongue on upper lip, I learned the shape of A, B and C and all the rest, practiced every day. Later, joined them into words, sat just on the line. Neater, neater, teacher said. Words would then combine, cursive writing, all joined up. Punctuation next. Pencils were replaced with pens, copy from the text. Thus I learned to write my words, all looked as they should. What I learned to write about, sadly, not so good. Work was teaching of a world, crime and lives impure, which neat writing never could define, explain, or cure. On this journey through my life, technology happened. So during my working career, I went from it not really being much of a thing to being quite a thing. I've written various things about technology. This is just a bit of a silly one. I may have done it here before. It's called password $1. You must reset your password, I'm told by my device. Your password must be longer. So I type the same word twice. Can't be the same as last time. I swap to something new. It must contain a symbol. A $sign will do. It must contain a number. So 1 goes in last place. At least one capital, please. So start with uppercase. At last, it's let me change it. The feeling's quite sublime. But there's no way that I will type it right next time. Okay, so definitely done this one before. Do the hits. This one's gone down well generally when I've done it, and it's rather as fitting, probably fitting at the moment compared with when I wrote it a little while ago. It's called the Tory Helpline. Hi, welcome to our helpline, Conservative HQ. Now please select an option so we can best help you. Press 1 if you're donating, so you become a lord. Press 2 for raising rent to what most cannot afford. Press 3 if you are rich but you want to pay less tax. Press 4 if you're campaigning and need to hide some facts. Press 5 if you're a racist to keep out foreign sorts. Press 6 to stop all victims arriving at our ports. Press 7 if all laws are for commoners, not you. Press 8 to shrink our healthcare so hospitals are few. Press 9 to hide your finance and keep your funds offshore. Press hash to vote us out if you can't take this anymore. So that a lot of what I was teaching about was things inspired by kind of social justice and issues around that. I did social sciences, I did sociology, criminology, psychology mostly, so criminal psychology. So that kind of underpinned a lot of what I was thinking about in those times. But you get older. I mean, one does. I certainly did, and you begin to realise that you're not as connected with young people as I used to be. So this is just really about being older. It's called Proof of Age. The man who delivered my parcel sought proof that I'm over 18. My passport's upstairs in a folder. Should I run up? I wasn't keen. He peered in my room from my doorway, taking in things he could see. My slippers, my statins, my vinyl, the photos of children and me. My record deck with its big speakers, my senior rail card as well. I asked, should I go and fetch my passport? He said, no, you're old, I can tell. So I retired. Brilliant. I highly recommend it. Yeah. It's just great. It's brilliant. So I retired and I started doing, I thought I'll try and do sort of creative things. So I've always done a lot of photography. So that's really when I started writing poems and coming here. I think poetry is a great form for all sorts of reasons to think about things. If you know me, I like to kind of send things up a bit, and I sometimes wonder about the effectiveness of the echo chamber, of just all here, applauding everyone every time someone says "fuck the Tories" or whatever it might be. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't help it, can you? It's instinctive. But what does that do? What compared to, as I know, lots of you do, go out in the real world and do real stuff. So this is an overlong introduction for a sort of simple and rather silly poem. It's called Poets for You. Have you been a victim of lying MPs? Have you been told bald Brexit lies? Have you seen your public-owned assets sold off? Have they slashed what your income buys? Have you been instructed to earn some more cash, but foiled by inadequate training? Have you had to find somewhere basic to live, with a budget that's far too constraining? Have your rights been cut? Has your voice been hushed? Have you been let down by your nation? You may be entitled, if you sign with us, to thousands of pounds compensation. We'll try with our rhymes to seek better times, writing verse for your full satisfaction. We never will rest putting metre to test, a poetic scanning class action. Okay, yeah, right, okay, it's not all been work, it's not all been poetry. This is called part. Part is a character's role in a play. Part is when visitors go on their way. Part's a component replaced when gone wrong. Part is an instrument's piece in your song. Part is a broadcast which others preceded. Part is a spare one that's stored until needed. Part is what hair does, unless you have none. Part is what's left when your portion has gone. Parts are essential if wholes are to be. Part is what, where is she, Sue? If part is what you are of me, I can find her. Okay, last one. Again, if you've seen me before, if you've seen me before, I quite often end with a song parody, but because I can't sing, I speak it and we do a kind of join in the chorus. I'm not doing that tonight, but it is audience participation. So what you're going to do when I get to the bit, and if you're old enough, you'll know the bit. If not, I'll cue you in. I'll do it with my hand. So what you're going to do is you're going to bang the table instead of sing. So just make sure your glass is not near the edge. That's the only thing you've got to do. And then go for it. Let that person on the bike with the speakers know. Let them know downstairs. Make a big, 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 big bang. When we get to the bang, if you know this song, you'll know what it is. It's called In Despair Tonight. Hang on, I'm not going to sing it, but I need to get the rhythm. She's feeling numb and in despair tonight, oh Lord. She's been feeling like this moment for all her life, oh Lord. They know that she's numb and in despair tonight. Though they know she has no housing, they do not lend a hand. They slapped her face before my friend, and they will now let her further door slam. Well, they looked on her when poverty slid, and her fault, so all her faults, so it's no surprise. They think her life is a sin, the whole mess that she's in. She's touting a pack of lies. She's feeling numb and in despair tonight, oh Lord. She's been feeling like this moment all her life, oh Lord. They know she's been numb and in despair tonight. She's been feeling like this moment for all her life. And she remembers her only recourse now is worry. How could she ever forget that first time, the very first time, the worst time she had to beg? And they all know the reason why she keeps this lifestyle up, how hard it can be. She's hurting, they know. Her pain, it still grows. They're no stranger to you and me. Thank you. She's feeling numb and in despair tonight. Oh Lord. Thank you very much.